Hello. Welcome to another tutorial from the Happy Journals PLR Club Academy. I'm so happy you've joined me. If you're a long-time viewer of my tutorials, yes, I am using a different voice today. I'm just testing a new piece of software. Kate will probably be back soon, but let me know what you think of this one. If you're a Mac user who uses PowerPoint, you'll know that it is a pretty solid program these days. PowerPoint for Mac is certainly much better than it used to be. When I'm doing PowerPoint tutorials, it is pretty rare that I need to dip into my Windows version because it is massively different. However, although the fundamentals of PowerPoint for Mac are pretty much the same as the Windows version, there are very specific things that are missing or just don't work. As frustrating as this is, it is somewhat understandable. PowerPoint is a Microsoft product, and Apple is a direct competitor of Microsoft. So, it makes sense that there is a little less attention to detail going into the Mac version. Anyway, there is one thing in particular that PowerPoint for Mac doesn't do that may make you tear your hair out. In fact, if you've come across it, you may have thought you're going crazy because, of course, it should work. It doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense. But I promise you're not going crazy. If you export a PowerPoint file to PDF on a Mac, it will not export any hyperlinks. Nope, I'm not making this up. It is an actual thing. This is especially important to consider if you're looking to make digital planners and the like, which rely heavily on hyperlinks working. But, Fran, you're a Mac user who creates digital planners on PowerPoint for Mac. You must be able to export hyperlinks. Yes, mine work perfectly because I have a workaround that, to be honest, I didn't even realize was a workaround. I thought they had fixed the hyperlink issue long ago, so I forgot all about it. Unfortunately, my workaround isn't free. So, this week I have been playing around, trying to find a free way to solve this issue for you. I've done it. In this video, I'll show you the problem we have, and I will quickly show you my paid workaround just to give you a behind-the-scenes look really. Then, we'll dive in and set up the free workaround together. Ready? Let's go. Okay, so I'm sure we all know how to export a PDF from PowerPoint, but bear with me so I can show you the problem in real time. Here, I have opened one of my digital planners, which is something you absolutely need hyperlinks to work for. If I open presentation mode, we'll be able to see that all the hyperlinks are fully working. Clicking through each of these tabs takes us to exactly where they should go. This is what we expect to see when we export to PDF. So, that's exactly what we'll try and do, in the normal way. I've reset my default PDF reader to preview, which is standard for Mac. I've done this to show you exactly what you might see when you do this. We'll go up to File, at the top. Then we'll select, Export As. And we'll use this dialog box to save our file. Making sure this box here is set to PDF. Depending how big the file is, it might take a little while to export. Once it has exported, a new window will either open, or you'll need to open the file from wherever you saved it. If we open the PDF, we'll see that the tabs we were able to click before now don't do anything at all. To be completely fair, I can see why this would be hugely frustrating. I'm frustrated that I've only recognized this problem for what it is now. But better late than never. The important thing to know is that it is not your fault. And, if you've bought PLR, it is not the creator's fault either. When I create digital planners and journals, everything exports perfectly. It is the fault of PowerPoint for Mac for not resolving this well-known issue. If I use PowerPoint on a Mac, how do I not have this problem? Well, I use Adobe Acrobat as part of my Adobe Cloud subscription, which appears to circumnavigate PowerPoint's refusal to export hyperlinks completely. But only if you export in a specific way. Let me put everything back to normal, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I've now put my default PDF reader back to Adobe Acrobat and reopened the PowerPoint file. Now, despite having Adobe Acrobat set up, if I try to export this as a PDF in the same way we just did, the hyperlinks still won't work. We'll get exactly the same result. You'll have to take my word for it, as there's no point showing you the same thing again. However, if you have Adobe Acrobat installed and set up properly, you should see a new tab in PowerPoint simply called Acrobat. Inside this tab, you'll have a Create PDF button. I love this button because it does exactly what it says. So, once your product is ready, you'll click this button. It'll ask you where you want to save your file. Then it will start exporting and open the PDF file for you as soon as it is ready. This means you can immediately check that everything is as it should be. I've just exported this PDF using the Acrobat button. This time, if we click through all these tabs, you'll see that everything is working perfectly. By simply changing the PDF reader and the methods used to export, we've managed to convince PowerPoint that it can export the hyperlinks in the file. The downside to this method is that it costs money and isn't cheap. The reason I choose to write Adobe Cloud off as a business expense is that I use a lot of the tools to create the products that make me money. Not just exporting PDFs. If you're not in this position, then paying for Adobe. Even if it is just Adobe Acrobat, this might not be feasible for you. We could try and track down a PDF reader that is cheaper and mimics Adobe in this sense. But there are hundreds of possibilities, and there's no saying any of them will do what we need them to do. It could be a mission that wastes a ridiculous amount of time. Instead, I woke up the other morning and had a light bulb moment. I knew exactly how to get around this problem. You'd be amazed at how many problems I solve within the first 10 minutes of waking up. I have found a way for you to export a PDF and keep the links in place. It might seem cumbersome, but it is free. So, it is worth the extra few minutes. As I say, my workaround is Acrobat, but that has a cost that you may not find necessary. To use this method, you'll need Keynote on your Mac. This is Apple's PowerPoint equivalent. You don't need to know how to use it, really. You can still use PowerPoint for everything other than exporting to PDF. Most Mac computers come with Keynote. I tend to delete everything I don't use to make my computers run better. So, if you're like me and you don't have Keynote on your computer, you can download it free from the Mac App Store. Make sure Keynote is fully installed and up to date. Then, once you've done all your edits on PowerPoint, shut down the PowerPoint file. Next, in Finder, right-click on the PowerPoint file you were working on. Go down to Open With and select Keynote. It might take a little while to open since it is importing all the hyperlinks etc. Once it is open, you'll know the hyperlinks have been imported as you'll see these arrows on all the tabs. These arrows just indicate that there is a hyperlink there. You don't need to do anything with these unless you want to check them. It is just a good sign if you see the arrows. Just like PowerPoint, when you're ready to export, click on File at the top. Go down to Export to. Then choose PDF. Once selected, you'll get a pop-up with a few options. I don't see anything here that needs changing, so you can just click Next. The PDF will then start exporting. Whatever method I use, I always try not to click away when a PDF is exporting. I've had times where the export has just stopped as soon as I clicked away, which is weird. Hopefully, after a few minutes or so, you'll have a PDF with all the hyperlinks intact. Fingers crossed. We'll just take a quick look at this export to double-check. We'll click around the tabs. And yes, you can see that everything is working as it should. I know this has been a bit of a long video, but I just wanted to demonstrate the problem in real time and explain as much as I know. The bottom line is that it is a ridiculous issue that really should have been fixed a long time ago. However, if you're a Mac user who has been tearing your hair out about this, it isn't your fault, and there is a way around it. I truly hope this has been helpful. Let me know what else I can help you with in the comments below. Until next time, be kind to yourself.